Hey guys, this is Jay Mills for Chalk Talks. As a boy, I remember helping my dad inventory his high school football team's equipment at the end of each season. We would look at all the helmets, shoulder pads, and other equipment, assess their condition, and then either store them for future use or make note that we would need to order new equipment to replace the items that were worn out. Everything certainly needed to be cleaned because it was one stinky job. Now, maybe it's just the accountant in me, or maybe I just enjoy spending time with my dad, but I always appreciated doing this kind of math. In our occupations, as well as our personal state of affairs, each of us pauses from time to time to take stock. Whether on paper or in our minds, literally or figuratively, we assess that which we possess. But for me, the inventory lesson that I learned most occurred one Saturday morning following an eventful Friday. Two negative things had happened the day before, and I dwelt on those two things for most of the night. The next morning, I felt the Lord leading me to write down the positive and the negatives that occurred on that day, so I took out a sheet of paper and I began the inventory. When I completed the task, I added up the items. There were the two negative events that occurred and that I had focused on, but there were only two that were on that side of the ledger. On the positive side, I totaled 14. In other words, for every one bad thing that happened, I received 7 blessings. Now that's a pretty good ratio. To this day, whenever I think of a negative event and when it occurs, I think about that Saturday morning and the paper that I wrote, and I try to have a more positive perspective. I like what Paul said. Summing it all up, dear friends, I'd say you'd all do the best by filling your minds and meditating on things true, noble, reputable, authentic, compelling, gracious, the best, not the worst, the beautiful, not the ugly, things to praise, not things to curse. Put into practice what you learned from me, which you heard and saw and realized. Do that, and God, who makes everything work together for the good, will work you into His most excellent harmonies. We need to no longer conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of our minds. When we do, we will no longer just see the negative, but a bountiful inventory of blessings all around us.